Hi, my name is Emily Laycock, and I developed a state-of-the-art review in interpretable deep learning analysis of fundus images to identify eye cancer. A choroidal nevus is a mole that can develop at the back of the eye, and a type of cancer can form from this mole called uveal melanoma. Uveal melanoma has a 45% mortality rate within the first 15 years of diagnosis, largely because of its tendency to metastasize quickly and the lack of resources to provide efficient and accurate detection. This is partly due to the shortage of specialists such as ocular oncologists. But what we do have an abundance of are diagnostic images such as fundus images, which are photos of the back of the eye. We can use these images to train a diagnostic tool using artificial intelligence to identify uveal melanoma in an image. This will offload the burden on the healthcare system by mechanizing the skill set of ocular oncologists. However, one main hindrance to the clinical applicability of AI as a diagnostic tool is that it has minimal interpretability and that we don't really know how it's making its decisions. This is often characterized as a black box. So here we have the input, which is the fundus image. This is the model, which then spits out an output, which is the diagnosis. The problem is we don't really know what's happening in here. So we wanted to figure out what methods exist to make this black box interpretable. What we found was that the main concept behind interpretable AI in diagnostic imaging was identifying which part of the image the classifier paid attention to when it made its decision. To uncover these methods, I systematically searched various medical and computational databases such as Medline, Embase, Scopus, and IEEE and ended up with 27 articles. I'll be describing 3 of the common and interesting methods I found. First up is GradCam, which stands for Gradient Class Activation Mapping. This creates a heat map of which pixels were activated the most to inform the classifier what the output is. Here are the signs of diabetic retinopathy, for example, the presence of exudates, which you can see here and here. The AI model recognizes this as a sign of DR, and when we overlay the original image with a heat map, we can see that these pixels were most used to inform the classifier of its decision. GradCam is becoming a standard practice and is a simple, usable technique in interpretable AI image analysis. The second method is iterative augmentation of visual evidence, which combines visual attribution, or the process of finding abnormalities in the image, and selective inpainting, which is then removing these abnormalities from the image. This is an iterative process, so the model finds the most discriminatory abnormality, or in other words, the feature that was the most informative of the classifier's decision, and then removes it from the image. It then finds the second most discriminatory abnormality, removes it, and so on, and this continues until the model classifies the image as healthy. One strength of this method is that it is completely explainable because it finds every abnormality in the image, unlike GradCam, which only finds the most informative pixels. The last method involves a neural network which mimics the thinking process of physicians when diagnosing a certain disease. The program gives the diagnosis prediction along with 3 pieces of evidence to support the decision. The first one is a segmentation of the image where it finds important areas of the image and highlights them, similar to a heat map. The second piece of evidence is unique to this method. It gives an uncertainty prediction of the diagnosis, which tells us how certain the classifier is in its decision. Lastly, it provides a comparison of the image we are trying to diagnose with an example image that has already been diagnosed. You can see here that this image is labeled as healthy, and based on that information, the classifier predicts this one is unhealthy. When combined with the diagnosis of a specialist, this method has been shown to actually be able to improve the diagnostic accuracy of ophthalmologists. We want to extrapolate these methods for an AI program specifically for detecting uveal melanoma in fundus images. This will greatly increase the usability of diagnostic AI tools in clinic. However, there is a trade-off between model interpretability and faithfulness, or the model's ability to accurately explain the rationale behind the classifier's decision in a way that humans can understand. Therefore, increasing interpretability so that humans can understand the reasoning of the decision means forfeiting the benefit of having more accurate or complex AI systems that may use ways of analyzing an image that humans cannot even comprehend. Next steps for us include defining interpretability for physicians versus patients to ensure we create a clinically acceptable AI program, and then building the model. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through the email provided.